Miracle J, I want to welcome you to the new Psychology of Winning tour. We've had Bob Proctor on this program, we've had Brian Tracy, Dennis Waitley, and so many incredible thought leaders, and now you. And the reason why you were invited to be one of the thought leaders, and I want to just preface this by saying that AZD is one of your mentors and you guys are friends. I want to give you the floor, Miracle J. You have a remarkable, touching, powerful story, and we want to hear it. And so we're going to give you the floor to share your story with our audience. Miracle J, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mo. First and foremost, I have to say it's more than an honor to be here, more than an honor to know you, and more than an honor to have AZD be my friend and my teacher. My story is one that I'm reminded of every day because every single day I wake up in the morning and I face a mirror. And I'm reminded that misfortunes are actually fortunes. As I look at myself in my eyes and my face from the neck up, and slowly this arm comes into my view. And I'm reminded that misfortunes are a fortune. You see, when you're living out through your day, doing your thing, walking, things we take for granted, and you blink and you wake up to a room full of people staring at you as you lie in the bed, confused, not knowing what's going on. That moment there is life changing. It's a misfortune or a fortune, depending on the way you interpret it. That's exactly what happened to me as I opened my eyes to hear that my head had been crushed under the weight of a 4,000-pound Lexus. As a teenage boy, looking forward to much success in the realms of skateboarding and music and many other things, it was all taken away from me. But what was gifted to me is something that I was able to tap into through a certain frequency. This is the psychology of winning. I discovered the psychology of winning as I went through my journey. Because if I continued to stay on the low frequency of the victim mentality of why did this happen to me, of now I've lost the ability to use the left side of my body, I've lost the future that I had planned for myself, and everything I lost, I would stay on that low frequency. But as time went by and fortune was on my side, I was able to raise my frequency and run into people such as AZD. I was able to develop a mind that was able to bring thoughts into the physical and help me recover my body without relying mostly on the strength of the doctors and their knowledge. Because when they gave up on me, I tapped inside. I tapped inside. And every single day you would see me walking up and down this small hallway, determined to get out of a wheelchair. Every day you would see me moving my lips and struggling to get words out with no certainty of my future. You know, at some point when I opened my eyes in that hospital, they told me that 30 days had went by. A complete month of my life had went by. And that brings up certain emotions. Can you imagine that? A lot of us complain about wasting a day, wasting an hour, wasting a minute, people wasting our time. I wasted a month of my life in a coma. And this is how I'm making up for it. I went from not being able to speak at all to becoming a Toastmasters champion. I went from not being able to sit up in a hospital bed to a wheelchair to walking without assistance at all. And this all came from the development of my mind and understanding these, we call them hermetic principles. I applied them because when you lose the function of parts of your body, you have to compensate. I compensated by exploring these other realms. And now I've reached a level of knowledge, of wisdom, of power that would not be accessible if I had never ran into AZD. If I would have never made the decision that that was not the condition that I wanted to live in. Because it was a choice. It was the easy route, the path of least resistance, which was to accept what was given to me and my circumstances. And there was the other decision, the harder route, which I'm so glad that I chose. Right now is a very big moment for me because the Bob Proctors of the world, the Les Browns of the world, are people that I studied, are people that assisted me with getting to where I am. They were part of my journey, and now I'm connected to them because of this frequency that I continue to stay on. You know, we can interpret the world any way we want to because it's a mental universe. It's a mental universe. So if I tell myself that I'm the greatest public speaker to ever live, then that's my reality. That's my reality. And it's up to me to prove it to the universe and the world that that's what it is. And how I respond to everything that comes my way will determine my future and where I'm going to be. You see, AZD was one of the only people that I could find out of however thousands or hundreds of thousands of people there are speaking what they speak and teach on YouTube. But this man had a truth that resonated with me, a truth that was undeniable that I couldn't let go, to the fact that I was in college at one point and I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know how, but I knew that somehow I must meet this man if I want my future to change. I was a college student in a wheelchair, wheeling around, uncertain of my future, not knowing why I'm in college, not knowing why I'm here. What am I doing? And I got the money to pay for my classes through a grant. I sent AZD a message on his Facebook wall because that's all the contact that I had with him. There was no way for me to reach out to him. So I shot my shot. I sent it into the universe. And lo and behold, AZD sends me a message back. He sees it. This is a public figure, a guy who has thousands of people watching him, tens of thousands of followers on YouTube. And he messages me back. We hop on a call and he invites me to come out to San Jose because he happened to be holding an event. Now I'm stuck with a choice. The decision to spend this money, continue with school, and a route that I'm not really sure of why I'm there in the first place, or take a chance, take a leap of faith and go to San Jose. Thank God I went to San Jose. I can say that for sure. Because from there led many powerful connections, many realizations, because in this life, we don't learn really from reading. We read all we can. We watch all the videos. We study all we can. But true wisdom and true change comes from experience. That's all we're doing in this life. We're gaining experience points. It's like a video game. and we accumulate these points until we could finally level up. And a level up is a shift in vibration. It's a shift in your frequency and a shift in consciousness. And we're all one. We're all one. So when you change, we're changing everyone around us. I'm continuously changing. This is not my final form with my arm like this. There's a version of me that's currently running. It's a program in the back of my computer. And it's still running because I'm feeding it energy every day of the perfect body, the perfect Miracle J. He walks straight. He has a straight spine. He's handsome. His arms are straight. He can bring them out if he wants to. He can skateboard again. He can do everything he can imagine. And that's available to me. And it's currently in progress. This is what you're seeing. You're seeing the Miracle J in this moment of time. And this Miracle J you will never see again. You will never see again. Because I'm not stopping. Not by a long shot. Because if I can rub shoulders with the AZDs of the world, of the Mo Rocks of the world, of the Les Browns of the world, of the Bob Proctors, all these people, I would love for someone to tell me what's possible. Because I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I don't buy it for 1 second. I can only imagine what's going to happen in my future. I can only imagine the people that I'm going to inspire, the people that are going to see this and it's going to trigger something inside of them. Just as AZD triggered what he triggered inside of me. And I'm going to be a change in the world, not for only those people with traumatic brain injuries, because there's people watching this without injuries, maybe even without trauma, who knows? But one thing I know for sure, that this is hitting you on some level, because I'm speaking from a truth that will resonate with anyone, any human being with a soul, a mind, and a body. My journey consists of me becoming one of the biggest public speakers, changing millions of lives, and becoming a force to reckon with. Now, I want you all, when you wake up in the morning, I want you to take a look in the mirror at yourself, analyze yourself. A lot of people can't look at themselves in the mirror. I don't care how much money they have. I don't care what they've achieved in their life. I don't care what status they have. They can't look at themselves in the eye because on some level, they're maybe not proud of themselves. They're maybe not making the right decisions, but you know that something is off. There's a shift that needs to happen inside. There's a level up that needs to happen. There's experience points that needs to be gained. And I believe on a deeper level, we all know what to do. You have to have the courage to do it. See, for the past year, I've been living a Stoic philosophy, a philosophy that says that there's certain things that are within our control and certain things that are without our control, that we can't control. And if it's not in your control, you let it go. You surrender it. And you don't worry about it. You focus on what we control. What can we control? We can control our energy, where we put our energy, the decisions we make. And these are the things that develop our universe. These are the things that make up who we are. And people are watching us. And by virtue of that, by virtue of people watching you, you're changing the universe. You're having an effect on everyone who has eyes on you. Now, I'm not sure how long I have, but until Mo stops me, I'll keep going as long as the thoughts keep flowing.
Brother, you got as much time as you want. And I got to tell you, you're talking about people that you are inspiring, and you mentioned my name. Brother, you inspire me. I'm honored to know Miracle J, okay, because you are a soul tribe. And I'm going to give the floor back to AZD. AZD, share with us your thoughts on what Miracle J has shared.
Can you hear me?
Floor is yours,
Yeah,
brother.
Miracle MFing J. Drop that mic. You know, when you have the ability to speak, you show the evolution of mankind. Mankind is not measured by how fast he runs, how fast he climbs a tree, or how strong he could take down a buffalo. We're measured by only two things: our intelligence and our ability to communicate that intelligence. That's the evolution of man. If an alien right now beamed, they wouldn't see that the left side of your body was healing. What they would see is that you are one of the most evolved human beings on the planet. And they would have you beam up, not the man who won the gold medal in the Olympics. They don't have a need for that. They could just go grab a monkey or a gorilla that's 1,000 times stronger than any man. Okay, but to go try to find any creature that we've laid eyes on anywhere, the human baby at 4 years old is so much more intelligent than the most intelligent creatures on planet Earth. And the most important thing that I heard in Miracle J's speech, you know, he contacted me when he was in bed in the hospital. That was the first contact. Then he won a contest on Facebook. And then he got on Skype with me. This is the sequence. He got on Skype with me, and the way he's moving and talking right now, like he said, I know another version of Miracle J that wasn't moving this fast and speaking this fast. He didn't look like this at that time. He had just come out of the hospital. And he said, I'm the one who sent you that email. And that email was significant to me. I remember it. It was an email of someone who said, I'm in the hospital. I've been in a coma. I've been watching your videos, and they're really inspiring me to keep going, this and that. And I'm going to get up and I'm going to be out of here. I remember I held that. Then I did the contest on Facebook, and he won the contest. So he got a free Skype session. That was Skype instead of Zoom. We did a free Skype session. He told me who he was. Then he got onto the programs. And then, like he said, I said, why are you wasting your time with school? Let's go. You know, there's a lot of things going on here. And then now hearing him right now, I mean, you know, there's nothing to add to that. But, here's what I was going to say. There's a big movement on planet Earth for humans to hate themselves. And it's done very secretly. Okay? It's done secretly. And secrets are not safe around AZD. I have a way of digging them out, man. Truth and I are very close. So any door unlocks around me, any chest opens around me, and this is one of those things. So humans are the only creatures that if they see a bunch of duck crossing the street, they'll stop traffic on the freeway and allow these little ducks to cross. What animal has so much respect for another animal? I'd like to know. Where we all would be violating something if we didn't do that, right? Humans are the only animals capable of cutting down 2 trees, planting 200. So it's our right to cut down trees, actually, because we're the ones that can out-create that. But no other animal can do that. So if a beaver can cut down a tree, my son can cut down a tree too, except my son will go plant 4 more. Because why? Because he's more intelligent than the beaver. So he can understand that in order to take, you must give, and he can understand these concepts and principles. They say humans are destroying Earth. No, the last time I looked, humans civilized Earth and made the polluted water drinkable and made the scorching sun not burn us. We looked and we saw that we were finally safe from rains, from tuberculosis, and every time nature gives us a disease, we go back in the lab and we come back and we say, next, let's go. One thing you can't do with humans is you can't defeat them. I know that our race has been subjugated a long time, and I believe in the Anunnaki. I know things that many people don't believe or care. I don't care. I know the truth. Sooner or later, a human will rise. And when one human rises, another will rise. And then another will rise. And maybe we will be slaves for 10,000 or 100,000 years. But I promise you, as surely as the sun rises, a human will rise too. And we have a way of connecting to each other that our words can affect each other like this. No other creature can do that. They say that elephants have ancestral memory, and that's so amazing. It's not that amazing, actually, because I can pick up a book from 10,000 years ago, the Vedas, and I can have the information and the experience of wisdom from 10,000 years all the way up. We pass on our information through symbols and sounds to each other. We find cycles, and we can plant trees. We can make earth green or brown or purple. We've created dogs, probably some of the greatest creatures that ever lived. If you have one, you know. That's our creation. We looked at the wolf and we said, that guy's pretty cool, right? He's helpful. Let's make it a little bit more helpful. And then what do? We pick up our dog's poo. No other animal walks behind another animal picking up its poo just to keep
Rex Sykes knows that very well. We're always hearing his dogs bark in the background.
I got one right here.
And AZD, Miracle J, we're getting ready to go to the next segment, but I just wanted to take a second, not to cut you off, AZD, but I just wanted to thank the two of you for giving us this powerful moment of the New Psychology of Winning tour. And AZD, Miracle J, the two of you came here and you hit some home runs. So we'll be bringing the two of you back. I appreciate you. Love you guys. AZD, Miracle J, ladies and gentlemen. And I know Dr. Natalie Forrest, you're also going to gracefully bow out as well. So we want to thank you. We appreciate you. We know you're in Germany. And guys, we're going to take a quick 1-minute break, and we're going to come right back to the New Psychology of Winning tour. And we're back. And Adora, how do you feel about that last segment with Miracle J, AZD, and Marie Diamond from The Secret? You are muted, Adora, but I'm just curious to hear your thoughts before we bring in our two next guests, Laura and Ada. Adora, please.
I loved it. I love that we went deep in philosophy and vibration. And I'm going to, I always add to my next level of character. Every door unlocks, every chest opens. I love that by AZD, and Miracle was so inspiring to me. And I love his transparency and his ownership. And look, you're seeing the last time you'll see this version, because here's where I'm going. I mean, that was just phenomenal. Really representative of the New Psychology of Winning.
It really was. And, here on the